Gigi, one half of Melanated Curves, and I'm back here once again for another video. Okay guys, so today's video is about vagina health. Okay, so basically this has been like a really big taboo subject for centuries. A lot of people are really nervous to talk about this subject because it's something that's supposed to be sacred or really private. I mean, it is sacred, it is private, but let's talk about our privates, okay? Because a lot of times women don't understand how it works, what's going on, and therefore they can't properly take care of it. So some women are wondering, like, what's that smell down there? And they don't know what's going on. So I'm here to give you the facts, the real deal, what things to use to clean it, what things you can eat to help it smell better, and things of that nature. Just try to, how to take care of it. Okay, so first things first, let's talk about how to clean the vagina. Now, ladies, a lot of you end up, going out and getting all these extravagant things like these really smell good products that you're trying to get from Bath and Body Works, Victoria's Secret, and putting it down there. And I mean, it's made with glitter and glycerin and fruits and all these smell goods, and you're putting it down there. Okay, and then you are going and getting these douches, and you're douching down there, and these Noroform pills that you're pushing up there, and all types of things that you are doing to try to smell fresh. Okay, so basically, first of all, let's talk about the real glittery, smell good body washes, soaps, and things like that. So we want to steer clear of that, ladies. Those things are not healthy for our vagina. Our vagina, first of all, already cleans itself. So it comes with its own good bacteria, and it stays at a more acidic pH in order to clean itself, because being that it would be more acidic, a lot of things such as bugs or bacteria that get up there cannot survive due to the acidity. So therefore those things are washed out, and that's what protects us from a lot of infection, bacteria, and things of that nature. So when you're putting these smell good glittery things trying to clean down there, that's actually doing more hurting than helping, because it can change the acidity of the vagina and cause you to have burning, stinging, pain, swelling, vaginitis, and or bacterial vaginitis. So therefore, what do we do to clean our vag? Okay, the best thing you can do is using a mild soap and water in a rag. So we got our mild soap, we got our water, and we got our rag. Okay, so what I would suggest, which is really mild and unscented, first of all, would be just simple Dove, either the Dove soap bar or the Dove liquid soap. And you put a little bit, about a dime drop, on either a washcloth or a loofah, and you go ahead and lather that thing up, and you go to work. Okay, wax on, wax off, wax on, wax off. Get that warm water, and you got it, girls. Pat dry, put on those cotton underwear, and you're fresh to death. Okay, so that's what I would suggest. That's the best thing, in my opinion, as far as keeping it clean. You do not have to use these extravagant cleansers. Okay, so next things up are douches. Ladies, stay away from douches. Douches remove the good bacteria, and they put the vagina in danger of being infiltrated by the bad bacteria. Okay, the vagina already has its healthy bacteria that it naturally has, and therefore you do not need to douche. Douching can cause bacterial vaginosis, vaginitis, things of that nature. So therefore, let's stay away from douching. We can naturally clean our vaginas with Dove soap bar, Dove liquid soap, or any mild cleanser. warm water, and a rag, and you're good. There is such a thing called bacterial vaginosis. Bacterial vaginosis is a bacterial infection that can colonize the vagina and cause you to have increased thick discharge, as well as a strong fishy odor. Bacterial vaginosis can be caused by using certain soap products like we talked about early, like the glittery stardust soaps, as well as sexual intercourse with new partners, because it can change the pH of the vagina, as well as those glittery soaps can change the pH of the vagina, as well as douching can change the pH of the vagina. So these are things that can cause bacterial vaginosis. So what you're going to have to do is, if you do start having a fishy smell, we want you to go to the gynecologist, and what's going to happen is they're going to do a vaginal swab, and they're going to test that fluid and see if you do have bacterial vaginosis. And what happens is you'll get on an antibiotic called Metronidazole, which you will take for a few days. And do not drink alcohol when you're on Metronidazole, because you will be violently sick. So that is almost 90% of the cause of that fishy odor. Now, there are certain STDs that can cause fishy odor, such as Trichomoniasis. And Trichomoniasis is a sexually transmitted disease that can give women symptoms such as a thick green discharge, as well as a fishy odor. And what will happen is that you will have a pelvic exam. They'll take they'll swab your vagina, and they'll look at it under a microscope, and you can actually see the little bugs crawling in their legs. So you want to stay away from that. So ladies, as far as different things, and that's not even only the thing that can cause like a bad smell and discharge from the vagina, sexually transmitted, because you can get chlamydia, you can get gonorrhea. Those are other things that, other sexually transmitted diseases that can change the pH of your vagina, that can have you itching, stinging, and burning when you urinate, having a bad vaginal odor. So ladies, very important, please use condoms when you are sexually active. I don't care if it's your boyfriend. I don't care if it's the guy up the street. I don't care if it's the mechanic. I don't care if it's your best friend. Please use condoms, okay? Because that is one of the safest ways to prevent sexually transmitted disease, besides being celibate, or abstinent. Either, I mean, it's almost interchangeable, but you get what I'm saying. So 1, condoms. 2, going to your gynecologist and getting checked on. Those are 2 of the main things that's going to keep your vagina healthy. The next thing are things such as yeast infections. Ladies, a lot of women, we want to also get our blood work done, because a lot of ladies can be diabetic or pre-diabetic and not know it. And what happens is, when you are diabetic or pre-diabetic, you're more prone to getting yeast infections. And yeast infections, I'm sure many women have gotten before, is caused by overgrowth of yeast, specifically Candida albicans, which colonize the vagina, and they cause a thick, white, chunky discharge, and a lot of itching, a lot of irritation. And what happens is that you go to your gynecologist, and they'll do a swab, and they can actually even see, just from looking at it, if you do have a yeast infection. But they will test the vaginal secretions, and from there you'll have to get on a antifungal such as Diflucan for a few days, and it can help you. Now, things that also can help safeguard your vagina is yogurt. So eating a lot of yogurt can help decrease your risk of getting a yeast infection, as well as another thing that they're researching is not let's say it's being tested, but it's not proven. But probiotics are actually another good supplement to take, which can help the vagina. Not only does it help the stomach by replacing the good bacteria in the stomach and the gut, but also in the vagina, it can replace the good bacteria, because vagina already naturally has lactobacillus, which is the healthy bacteria in the vagina as well as the gut. But if you do probiotics, you can get them in pills. The lactobacillus, you can get them from this special drink called Kombucha, which has a lot of probiotics in it, as well as eating yogurts like lactobacillus and certain yogurts that have thousands of active probiotic cultures. So those are some really good ways of taking care of the vagina. Okay, so other things that can help your vagina are Kegel exercises. Kegel exercises are basically that muscle where you, instead of pushing down like you're going to urinate, act like you're pushing up, trying to hold the urine. And those are the muscles that they talk about using when you do the Kegel exercises. And what Kegel exercises do is it helps strengthen the pelvic floor. So therefore, it can cause you strengthen the pelvic floor. It decreases your risk from pelvic floor prolapse, vaginal prolapse, uterine prolapse. But we really don't, as far as in younger women, that's not such a big deal. But in older women who've had multiple children, that can be something that's very beneficial. Also, as well as women who have bladder incontinence, such as stress incontinence or overflow incontinence, Kegel exercises can really help you. Now, another thing that's really important with vaginal health is getting your pap smears, ladies. That is something that I cannot stress more. Pap smears, okay? Pap smears are basically when you go to your gynecologist. I was about to say your vaginal doctor, but that's the same thing. But you can go to your primary care provider as well, because they do perform pap smears. And you take a speculum, whether it be plastic or the dungeon metallic one. But most nowadays, most gynecologists use the small plastic one. And they lube you up first, and then they insert the speculum in, and they look at your cervix, and they use a bristle brush, and they scrape some cells off, or they just use the brush to brush around in the cervix, take it out, stick it in some liquid, then they send the liquid to the lab, and they check to see if you have precancerous cells on your cervix. And it ranges. You can have L-SIL, which is low-grade cervical dysplasia, up to high-grade cervical dysplasia, or even you can have cervical cancer. But basically 99.0 times cervical dysplasia is caused by human papillomavirus, which is HPV. And HPV is spread sexually, so it is a sexually transmitted infection. And we are in constant conversation with our patients about getting pap smears every year. Now, the literature can say sometimes that it's every 3 years, or after, I think, the age of 65, you don't have to get it. You get it every year. And now, if you have low-grade cervical dysplasia or high-grade cervical dysplasia, then you'll probably have to get it every 6 months, and they'll probably scrape off a few of the cervical cells in a procedure called a colposcopy. And then from there, they just keep an eye on it. So ladies, please get this. I mean, they didn't have this technology 50, 60 years ago, and a lot of times women were dying of cervical cancer. But we have a way to screen it, check on it, and protect it. So there should not be any one woman dying of cervical cancer in 2020, because it's just ridiculous. There's a screening process. I mean, it might hurt a little bit, but having cervical cancer versus having a little pain and cramping when they use that bristle brush to scrape your, cells from your cervix, the the side effects outweigh the benefits, outweigh the side effects. So please get your pap smears, ladies. Okay, so next I'm going to talk about things to eat that can help our vagina. So we talked about yogurt, which is good because it has the probiotics, which increase the good bacteria in the vagina, such as the lactobacillus. Then there's cranberry juice. Now, it has not been proven that cranberry juice can stop urinary tract infections, but what happens is cranberry juice causes the bladder to become more acidic, and in a more acidic environment, it decreases bacteria levels. So therefore, if there is urine that's stagnant or sitting in the bladder, which can increase the risk for urinary tract infections, the cranberry juice causes a more acidic environment, which can decrease that. So ladies, you can do cranberry juice, you can do cranberry pills, and make sure you're drinking a lot of water to flush that bladder and flush those kidneys, so it can decrease your chances of getting urinary tract infections and things of that nature. So, diet. What do we eat to make our vagina smell good? Okay, many people are like, oh, you know, let's go ahead and get the pineapples and stuff like that, and you're just gonna smell like fruit. Is that true? No. Well, partly, okay. So the saying that you are what you eat is true. So therefore, if you are wanting to have a good smelling, healthy vagina, then yes, eating a lot of fruit and a lot of vegetables will aid in having a nice smelling vagina. Now, foods such as fish and meat and things like, and red meat especially, those things can cause the vagina to have some of those scents that might be a little fishy smelling. It might smell more like iron. So, and also like vegetables such as like asparagus and stuff like that. So those are things that can cause the vagina to have a certain scent that might not be savory. Okay, well, we don't want the vagina to be savory, but like an unfavorable smell. So we want to do, like I said, stick to our vegetables, stick to our fruit. Pineapples are fine, apples are fine, grapes are fine, strawberries are fine, as well as drinking a lot of water. And that to me will be great. But if you're just going around eating a whole bunch of pineapples, but you're not washing yourself properly, you're not wearing the right type of underwear, or you're not going and getting your vagina checked on, you're still going to have a fishy smell if you already smell like fish. Okay, ladies, so that brings me to the end of my vaginal health video. I hope this video has been helpful. I mean, these are some things that a lot of us already knew, and these are probably some things that some didn't know. So hopefully this helps you out. You're able to properly take care of your vagina. Your vagina has, has a nice smell due to the fact that it's being properly taken care of. And you can probably stop some bad habits that you were doing, thinking that you were helping your vagina. In reality, you were hurting it. So I want to thank you guys for watching. Please hit the like button. Please comment below. Please subscribe to this page. Please share, tell your friends. And if you guys want to see any more videos like this, please comment below, let us know. And thank you for tuning in to Vaginal Love from Melanated Curves. Love you deep. Till again.